What is going on, goats out there? Happy hump day. It is Wednesday, 7:59 p.m., March 29th, guys. Welcome to Digital Goat Academy. I am your host, The Digital Goat. If you guys are tuning into my channel, as always, I ask that you guys remember to subscribe. I know many of you are just blown away about the information that you're getting. So, it's kind of hard to remember that. But please hit that subscribe button as well as that like button, as well as comment and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my content, guys. But welcome. It is Wednesday, like I said, guys. So welcome to Digital Wednesdays, where we just go over potential live opportunities in the foreign exchange market. So if you're new here, you probably may not even know what the foreign exchange market is, but I would hope anybody viewing my channel is already up to date on what that is. It's not the stock market, but guys, we're going to get into this. Now, normally I look at news on today's date, like normally on a Wednesday, but there was not much going on this morning. As you guys saw, for my traders out there, you probably saw the market was pretty stagnant, a lot of consolidation, not really doing anything to give a true bias on what the market is trying to do. So I'm just actually going to pick, I'm going to talk about Euro USD because I think we have a potential area for a sell coming up. And I'm just going to go through random pairs. Today, I was kind of underprepared, but more so just because there wasn't much activity in the market. So when there's not a lot of activity, I don't like to pull things out of my ass. You know what I'm saying, guys? I don't want to just try to create scenarios in the market because that's how you start losing more money or losing money in general, right? So let's look at the dollar index. Again, if you follow my channel, you guys know I am in America and I always talk about the dollar index. Also stress that if you're a trader, you focus on your country's currency to know, some advantages that you can take, when they present themselves in the market. The only thing that they were talking about was the mortgage rates. So I was looking at the market for the housing market, but that spreadsheet or that chart really doesn't show you much because it's a line chart. So those are the only talks today besides still Credit Suisse. So Credit Suisse is still having talks with that whole issue of them doing bad in their stocks as well, guys. So those were the only major talks, nothing big, nothing from, the Federal Reserve or anything. Everything's been pretty quiet lately. So I think they're pretty much, just getting in preparation for their next meeting. And then we'll make a transition from there. But the dollar, guys, the dollar, right? So let's look at the dollar. Let me clear some of this stuff out. The dollar, I believe, is on a bullish uptrend right now, guys. I think we're about to actually start to see the dollar rise. Not saying that it's going to stay up there forever. It just depends on what price action is showing us. But the dollar is showing signs of bullish momentum to the upside. And that's pretty much aligning with what the Federal Reserve has been wanting to do. Raise the rates, raise the rate raise the rate so price starts coming down, guys, right? So raise the rate so it puts the economy in a more balanced state, right? Not to get too deep into that, but just understand that narrative. So if you have been paying attention, you understand that based off of the bond yield market, the 10-year yield, I don't know which yield y'all look at, 10-year, 2-year, 30-year. I look at the 10-year. It's been responding in the way that they wanted to, where they were trying to get their target back to 2%. But I believe that, the Federal Reserve was not going to get their target back to 2%. And I'll show you guys with this chart right here, right? So this is the 10-year yield. I think I talked about this last week. So if you see pretty much price came down and created some sort of support. So it was heading towards that area where they wanted. They wanted it initially to actually break this area and keep coming down to 2%. So it's showing signs that it wants to do that. But right now, based off of price action, the only thing that we're doing is pretty much consolidating until more data comes in from the Federal Reserve or just price action overall, guys. So like I said, let's look at the dollar again. And what I'm looking for is specifically when we get these gaps in the market, I want to see what price is going to do with that gap. So if we saw when this gap was produced on, what is that, Monday? Is that Monday? Yeah, Monday. So Monday, March 27th, a gap was produced in this market, right? Brought this market down. And what I talked to you guys before prior to was that last year the market would run away from the gaps. The market would gap down or gap up and then actually go towards that gap and then reverse the opposite way. What it's been doing this year is running away from it. Then on its return back to the gap, you can kind of make an assessment on what the market is overall trying to do. In this case, we did create support. That's what I was going to show you guys right down here. So we did create support in these two areas right here. So as we know, anytime price touches a zone or a price level, that constitute as support or resistance. And even if we didn't still know by like definition, what has price been doing since it hit those levels of support? It started rising. So based off of what we're seeing clearly, like visually, we can see that price actually is starting to rise based off of the line chart. So again, I am looking for the dollar to push all the way back up. If you see, I got this zone called Sunday's candle. So I'm looking for the dollar to return somewhere up here, and I'll make a decision to see if we start selling off from there. But again, like I said, there's a lot of buying pressure in the market. If you see, we have a lower low and we have a higher low right here after creating a new higher high. At this point in the market, if we're ignoring all these areas, and now the market is trying to push up in order to create more higher highs once we get that data or once price action starts taking fold. So let's look at, I said EU. Now EU, I was looking for it to come down, right? I know President Lagarde, she had a talk. What was that? Tuesday, Monday? It might have been Monday. I didn't catch what she said though, so I'm not sure what they were talking about that day, but I know it had a negative effect against the euro. Matter of fact, they had a meeting last week in the United Kingdom. They had a meeting which pretty much the banks entered and brought the market down heavily, and it was pretty much induced by a wick. So this week, the market actually came back up to that area, which I expected. And like I said, with euro and GBP, they're in the same region, of the world. So normally against like the dollar or like another currency, they're going to react similar, but not like against each other. So they could be weaker or stronger against each other, but they could be both weak. The British pound and the euro, they could be both weak against the dollar. They could be both weak against the Swiss franc, or both strong, vice versa. So that's what I'm looking for. And based off of what we're seeing right here, I mean, we got a break retest. This looks like a trending market right here. And if I go out to the 4-hour time frame, let's see what we can see from there. So if you see, I do have a trend line there. I don't all the way respect my trend lines. You know, not until I get a little bit more further confirmation on what it's doing. But based off of what we're seeing right now, I'm happy with what I'm seeing, and price is actually bouncing off these levels, creating a trending market. So what I think that we have right here is pretty much the euro broke out outside of this zone, knowing that we're selling because price never came back up to this point, right? So we started from a higher high. Now we have a higher low, lower high, you know what I'm saying? Higher low. And the sequence is going to continue, right? The sequence is going to continue from here. So if you just turn into a line chart, you can see that price broke out a previous low. Try to find it. Try to find like the low. I mean, I already had it there, but price broke out a previous low, and this actually looked like a head and shoulders and price coming back up. I'm not sure if it's going to want to pull back up, but this was a head and shoulder on a 45-minute time frame, probably still continuing this trend down. So that's what I'm looking at for Euro USD. I'm looking at a possible sell. As you see right now, based off of current price action, it is selling. We are at a level of resistance. So I'm looking for price to continue to come down, probably back down to this level of support. You know, you don't want to stretch it. But today's Wednesday and tomorrow's Thursday. These are the days where normally, you know, you get those reactions in the market where you get that 40 to 100 pip movement versus like Sunday through Tuesday, where you have to be vigilant and get 25 to 30 pips unless you're trading indices, just because of you know, the indecisiveness in the market, guys. So that's what I'm looking for Euro USD. Let's look at something else. Like I said, there wasn't much news within the market, guys. Oh, gold. So I am still I know what gold is showing us based off of price action, but I am still bullish on gold. Call me crazy, but I'm still bullish on gold. To me, gold is actually moving with the dollar on its bullish descent. So I think gold is actually the defining factor, and we'll kind of notice the difference between what Bitcoin is doing is what gold is doing. There is a chart that you guys can use, an index chart that pitches. I think I showed this last time. I can't remember if I showed this on the last video or the last Digital Wednesdays, that gold and Bitcoin have a currency against, have an index against each other. And when you see, I basically had a line or a point, and I forgot what price it was at, that if price remained below that point for crypto, that crypto would stay bullish. But now price is rising back to that price that I had it at, which is showing the strength of gold, guys. So I don't know who's buying gold, but gold has been showing promise to actually create a new high within this market. So if we look at it, I think all this is just pretty much fake out in order to push the market up. But again, I'm not going to let the market overall play me, guys. I do see what it's doing right now, but I think we're just retesting in order to buy back up, create a new high, or create a higher high and then fall from there. Just not this. I'm just not convinced that gold is ready to fall from here. But I do think that we're heading into that zone. So if not create a higher high, more than likely create a zone, create a zone that's equal to this to create new resistance and then fall from there, guys. So I don't think that we're just, falling on gold from here, guys. But I mean, I got experienced traders on here. You guys obviously move how you want to in this market, but I just don't think that gold is ready to fall from here. Not to mention, is the dollar open right now? Yeah, DXY is open right now. Did it gap up or something? Let's see. Yeah, it gapped down slightly. If y'all see right here, before this was produced, this market gapped down slightly. And probably once, the market reopened, whatever time frame that was, what was this? Yeah, around 7:45, market shot up to collect that gap, and then now we're pushing up from here. So this is that 5 o'clock. Like I said, guys, I use this with the Sunday candle theory, right? Box up your 5 o'clock candle and see, and basically use Fibonacci to see what percentage price returned to this zone before it started getting bullish or bearish. You know what I'm saying? So if you're seeing bullish momentum, we want to see that price came within 50%. If not, that could be a tall tale sign that price wants to push down. But let me see. Let me see if I got this, because like I said, I identify this candle on the 30, on the hour to 15-minute time frame, right? Man, it looks the same on every time frame. That is crazy. Wow, that's crazy. That's actually a first. It didn't retest 50% back in the zone, so this could be a shallow retracement, but I would like for it to come back down again. I'm not convinced that this dollar is ready to just push up from here all the way. Price could, the next candle, 9 o'clock, push all the way back down here, then give you another buy opportunity. But I think price is just trying to manipulate buyers in right now, so it can push down, cause confusion to make you believe that the dollar is selling and then buy back up. So I'm just not convinced that this dollar is like, I'm convinced that it's bullish, but I'm just not convinced that it's bullish from here. We're still early on, even though it's 8:14. We're still early on in the market where a lot of the news for the Sydney and Tokyo session haven't been priced in. So you'll still get that volatility, that small volatility within the market. But yeah, I don't like this for one. But if it starts buying up, then obviously, play that accordingly. If the dollar obviously is bullish, that's going to make other pairs, as long as they're weaker against it, start selling. So that covers my narrative for Euro USD. That covers my thought process on GBP USD. Now, like I said, I wouldn't use that scenario with gold. I'm against using that with gold because, like I said, there goes a new candle right there. So I'm wondering what's this going to do. But like I said, as we get closer to 9 o'clock, you'll be able to see a little bit more of what the data is trying to show you. But I'm just not convinced we're bullish yet. I'm convinced that we're bullish, but I'm just not convinced that we're bullish yet. So I'm going to wait a little bit more as we get closer to 9 a.m. I mean, 9 a.m., 9 p.m. Eastern time, and look for pretty much selling opportunities with pairs against the dollar. That's not all pairs. As long as they're weaker against the dollar, and that's what I'm looking for, guys. But again, if the dollar starts tanking from here, obviously we know that's going to bring a rise in some of those currencies. So just be vigilant within the market. Like I said, everything's just pretty straightforward price action right now. I don't think we have any major news tomorrow. Let me look at my FX book real quick. Or tonight. Let me see. 7 hours from now, that is 13, 1 in the morning. Yeah, there's a bunch of news tonight. There's a bunch of news tonight for the euro. A lot of a lot of high volatility news. So if you are selling euro USD, I wouldn't stay in it past like 12 a.m. If you were, once we get an entry for euro USD, unless you just started selling from there, I wouldn't stay in it for too long. You have a lot of high impact news coming up, so that could just drive the market in a different direction, be all over the place before it calms down and decides what it's going to do, probably like during London, guys. So like I said, not a lot of movement, and it's okay. Again, USD, Swiss franc, I'm still bullish on that. Because again, that's going with the dollar. Like I said, that stuff was impacted by that trend that, pretty much flop of the Credit Suisse bank. And then UBS another Switzerland bank coming to pretty much save these guys. I know they just had a transition of a new guy, a veteran. I don't know what his status was, but he's somebody that could pretty much lead the charge with this whole transaction that just happened to buy Credit Suisse. So I know that once he starts actually, putting things in order, that's going to have a positive effect. But right now, you should just look at the Swiss franc, like in general, the Swiss franc in general, of it being overall negative. Once we start getting better news from that gentleman that just got hired to pretty much come and try to save whatever the damage that's been done just because of this new transition or whatnot. So like I already predicted, I felt like this was going to have a positive effect towards the Swiss franc. which now I think it's just going to correct itself to, just give better buying power and then buy from a lower position somewhere in this area. I don't know if we're going to be exact around like 07186, but this is a Swiss franc index. I don't trade this. I just use this to pretty much analyze what USD Swiss franc is doing, only because of this recent transaction that was going on. Normally, I don't even mess with the USD Swiss franc, but I've been doing a better thing to try to stay with stuff that impact the economy because they have volatility to it, and all we have to do is be patient enough to find the moves, guys. So I don't really have much for you guys today. I'm sorry if it's underwhelming, but that's just my thought process. I do believe oil we're still going up from there. We do have to have a pullback back to the zone. Okay, so oil is pulling back to this consolidation zone right here. It doesn't look like that now, but that was consolidation like on a smaller time frame. So what I would like to see oil do is push down in order to have a buy position somewhere down here, and then I'll look from like 69.88 for oil to be bullish, unless it just takes off from here, which I don't think it's going to do. I think it's going to pull back and then push down, but we'll just have to see, guys. So everything is just really a waiting game today. I'm surprised with it being Wednesday. Not really, like I said, a lot of volatility to the market. I guess there wasn't just a lot of money moving today. I don't know what was going on. Pretty chill day. Good, good trading week, but pretty chill day, guys. So I mean, we made money, but it was just like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? wasn't a lot of wasn't a lot of aggressiveness in the market. So it was easy to read. And I think we're going to get the continuation of what we had this morning, just with short pullbacks, and then continue on up until London. And then London, you want to try to analyze, or pre-London, you want to analyze the market to see if it's still in continuation, or does it have the possibility to pretty much reverse on us. So there's a lot of moves to be made in this market tonight, guys. So assess it, make sense of it, and make a lot of money. Don't be afraid to hit that buy or sell button. So appreciate you guys' time. Like I said, wasn't a lot to really push out today. The market is just pretty much straightforward price action. You're just waiting for these retest zones to appear, and then you buy or sell once it gets back to your specific zone. But I gave you guys my thought process on Euro USD. Again, if you're just looking at that notion, if I'm thinking that Euro USD is bullish, that means bearish. GBP USD should be bearish, once it gets back to those zones, vice versa. So that means the dollar is strong, right? So you can use that information to start buying currencies against the dollar, right? Start buying dollar currency pairs, right? So I hope that helped you guys, man. Hope y'all make a lot of money. If you forgot, again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. Follow me tomorrow. I'll have the market overview tomorrow to kind of talk about all the trades that we did within this week. I actually dropped my video from Tuesday last night. So guys, check that out as well. So all my analysis was pretty much like what I want for the entire week. I'm just going to still follow what price action does. As always, guys, see you at the top, because we're taking everybody to the top with us. If you're in my community, I'm probably going to jump on Discord for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or whatnot. So if you guys want to jump on real quick, meet me there. Everybody else, I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. on YouTube again, guys. Take care. Thank you for coming to my channel.